Well, thank you for coming on my show, Miss Ellie. I appreciate you for being on here.
Thank you
Um,
for having me.
you're very welcome. What age did you start acting?
So, like professionally acting, I started at around 9, but ever since I could walk and talk, I was always singing and dancing around my house to Frozen. But professionally, I started theater and film when I was about 9.
Okay. And are you working on any current projects?
So, I have the upcoming film Sleepers that is filming in September. That one's a really cool film with Mike Fox, and Ariana Fox is the lead character. It's about these sleeper cells, about like trained assassins that are children. It's a really, really cool script. And if you guys want to donate to that, the Indiegogo is on the Sleepers Facebook page and on my Facebook and Instagram. If you guys want to donate, it's going to be a really cool film. And then the feature film that I actually wrote called Hope is currently in editing. And I just finished one called The Great Bank Robbery that created West Virginia, about the founding of West Virginia, that should be coming out soon.
And you don't know the exact date of those films yet.
No, I do not.
And then you wrote those films.
I wrote Hope. The other
And
I did not write.
okay. And so you're also a film director.
Yes, I did direct Hope, which is the movie that I wrote, I starred in, as well as helped cast and direct.
And what made you be inspired to direct your own film?
So I've always kind of had a knack for writing and creating ever since I was probably about 5 and could actually write out sentences. I would write out little poems and songs. And so the inspiration behind the story of Hope, though, is that my grandfather, who was probably my best friend in the whole wide world, he was greatest guy in the world. He passed away when I was about 6, and it was really hard on me because we were super close. And so I wanted to write out my emotions because one day I was just thinking about him and it was really weighing down on me. So I
Hmm.
wrote it out, and that is how Hope was born.
Wow. And how long did it take for you to write and direct the film?
So the whole process probably took about a year, and I'm really excited for it to come out because we had amazing people involved. We had Ashley Ann Wood, Joe Boy, JC Conklin, who actually worked on the cast of The Walking Dead as the cinematographer, and we just had a lot of great people. We had Dean Cain, Eddie McClintock, upcoming star Tatum Matthews. So I'm really excited about that one to come out.
And you don't know when it's coming out, right?
Not yet, no. It's
And
currently editing, very close.
okay. I know are you hoping to be for it to be out in theaters or
We are hoping for it to be out in theaters, yes. It is
okay.
really hoping.
And a little bit about you again. You started when you're 9 years old. And then
Yep.
now, if you mind me asking, how old are you now?
I am 12 years old, going on to 13 in a
Oh
few months.
wow. And you're 12 years old and this is your you can correct me, but this is your first time directing a film.
Yes, it is my first time directing a film.
Wow, so inspirational.
Thank
Um, so what is your greatest strength as an actress so far?
I think that my greatest strength as an actress so far is being able to develop characters that are unique, but yet also relate them to times in my life, which comes off really, really believable on stage and on camera. That's probably the best advice for actors is relate it to
Hmm.
your trauma, your happiness, your sadness, your anger, relate all those emotions, and it plays out wonderfully because it is so believable because it's actually true.
Right. I totally 100% agree with you. Now, what acting role have you enjoyed the most so far?
Acting role. Well, Hope was a lot of fun because obviously I was directing and writing, but roles that I've gotten to play, I had a role in the upcoming film I Want to Jump that, again, I don't know the day it's coming out, but it should be out very shortly. That one was a lot of fun because I played Tanya, who was definitely more on the darker side, a bit lost, which was super fun because it's like the opposite of me, and it's something that was really cool to dive into since it's so unlike me as a person. So that one was really cool because I love playing roles that are so different than myself because
Hmm.
it's
So you like to be in horror films, kind of?
actually no. So it was like a darker soul. Most of the films I do are actually faith-based films. I'm very involved in the faith-based community. I do a lot of films with the JC Films production company, which are also amazing. You can check them out at jcfilms.org. But I do a lot in the Christian and family-friendly genre.
Hmm. And so I noticed that, and I noticed on your Instagram you're doing another film. Maybe it's the same film. I saw some background film. I was sorry, my mind just went production, and I saw that, and I can tell you're into those films, and it's really awesome that you're doing that. I mean, it's amazing. Again, I'm so proud of you.
Well,
Um, you're very welcome. Now, what what is your dream role that you hopefully and see yourself doing?
ooh, that one's tough because there are so many different roles.
If you could just pick one right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I love playing different characters that are different than me. So, I don't know, maybe playing a mean girl would be fun for once because that's like exact opposite of my character. So that one would be fun.
So you like this? So for right now, you're playing the nice girl in all your films.
I played like all different spectrums. I played characters who are exactly like my personality. I played characters who were more sassy than me. I played characters who were more on the darker, depressed, gothic side,
Hmm.
which is one of the things I love about acting is because as a little kid, I was always very indecisive on what I wanted to be because I was like, oh my gosh, like there are so many amazing options. How do you just choose one? And then once I found out that, well, acting is you can be literally any role, I was like, what? That's so cool.
Yeah, I know it's crazy, right? You can play any character you want. You just get in the character and you get out of character.
Yeah,
Um,
cool.
that is, it's really awesome. So for yourself, how do you get yourself into character on set?
So there's probably about 100 different character development things to do. So I've taken everything that I've learned about character development and all the advice I've gotten, and I've made a 3-step process that really, really works for me. So, number one is breaking down the character, which is kind of like a 3-step thing. It is who does the audience see this character as? So, I'm going to use, I don't know, Lex Luthor, for example. Audience sees him, bad guy, Superman's enemy. But how does he see himself? He sees himself as this guy who's trying to take over the world. He's doing good. And then how do other people see him? Like how would Superman see him? Well, Superman sees him as a force to take down. So that is step number one is breaking down that character. And then I like to go into the scenes in the script and break it down to moments that I can relate to. Like, say your character is walking on the moon, going to
Hmm.
Mars, super excited, or whatever, like that. But you've never been on the moon, you've never been to Mars, you've never been in space. How can you relate to that? Well, take a time when you were so excited, like you got to go to Disneyland or you got to see your best friend after a long time. And then I like to write those little things and little notes to relate it to. And then that's step two. Step three, which is the final step, is write down the characters that you have relationships with, like your mom, your best friend, your cousin. And then write down how your relationship is with them, like good, bad, kind of in the middle. And then write a person in your life who you can kind of relate that character to. that helps a lot too. So that's my 3-step character development. And it works really well for me, and it might work really well for other people, but everyone is different on how they get into character.
Wow, I like your steps. Step one, step two, step three. You're right. Everybody has different ways to get into it, but yours is very simple. It's it would really help me as well if I was an actor. Um, now for yourself, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or if the a better question is that is like, what is your long-term goal and what is your short-term goal?
So my long-term goal is to be able to spread positivity, and I want to continue being an actress, being a writer, do more directing. I hope to one day maybe own my own production company. So that would be the long-term goal. Then my short-term goal is to be continue acting, continue writing, get to learn everything that I can about my craft, get more experience, and spread positivity.
That's amazing. That's true. Spreads positive. My English is bad today. I'm sorry, but spreading awesomeness, I say. But you want to bring positive to people and make people happy and smile. Because if you make one person smile, it continue on to the next person. They smile and smile, continue.
Chain reaction like a boomerang.
Right. You never know. Someone's having a bad day and you're making them happy by them seeing your film or your work and etc. That's what
Exactly.
we love. That's what we love about this entertainment industry. We're here to make people laugh.
We're here to make people laugh and happy and think, yeah, we're here to spread positivity.
Right. That's true. 100%. Now, I have to ask you this question. I ask everybody this but how
Yeah.
do you go work around school and doing acting and then now directing your own film? How do you work around that?
So it used to be really hard because I would be gone so many weeks. I'd be gone like 2 weeks at a time and miss a ton of stuff, and then I come back for the test. So eventually, we made the great decision, which I absolutely love, to start homeschooling. I'm currently with Excelis Academy Homeschool, which is such a great program. I learned so much. And also, it is on your time. So, say I have like one scene that day so I can do schoolwork. And then there are some days where I'm filming all day long and I can't do any schoolwork. So it's very flexible, yet you learn a lot. It's a very good program. I really like it. And I really like homeschool because of the flexibility. And I feel like I definitely get to do a lot more. Obviously, homeschool isn't for everyone, though.
Right. And I totally understand. I just had a curious question because I know if you're going to school, it's just hard to work around your schedule, auditions and stuff like that. Now, what is your advice for someone who's, struggling with auditions or being turned down? What is your advice for someone, when you audition, you don't get it? How do you get through it, and what can you tell them to, lift them up?
I believe the Lord has a plan for everyone. And I know everyone's probably heard this, but it's so true. You're going to get hundreds of no's before you get a yes. It's just the way this industry moves. And it doesn't mean that you're not talented. It just means that you might not have fit the description for that role.
Mm-hmm.
Writers have an envisionment in their head. And if you don't fit it, it doesn't matter if you're a great actor. If you don't fit it, you just don't get the role. It has nothing to do personal. So just push yourself back up, keep going, know that it's not personal, know that you are talented, and that God has a plan. Everything is going to work itself out.
Right, 100%. I agree with you. Now, I'm just going to say, I don't know if anybody said it, but you're very mature for your age.
Thank you. Yep, I get told that a lot.
You're very welcome. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, wow. You're very welcome. So, you're currently, if you can tell me, you don't have to tell the audience, but you're in Arizona, is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself potentially going to LA or New York or Chicago or Atlanta for other opportunities for acting, or do you just see yourself in Arizona?
Well, when I do acting, I travel all around the United States. Like just last month, I was in West Virginia for filming. But I would say for there's no need to really leave Arizona right now because auditioning is definitely not what it used to be. Now you can go on Actors Access or Backstage, get an audition request, set up your camera, and do it as compared to having to fly all the way across the country to
Yeah.
to go to Atlanta or New York. So I don't think, but obviously, if I booked something like a sitcom or TV commercial or something like
Hmm.
that would require a long amount of time, then we would have to consider moving or renting something near that. But as of right now, just for the auditioning or shooting for like a few weeks or even like a month, I still say that you can live it out in an Airbnb or a hotel. Don't move unless it's something that you know you're going to be doing for a long time.
Right. 100%. I totally agree with you. Now, what is the role, or if any, deeply affected you or changed you in a permanent manner?
Okay, so I have two roles that have really, really kind of shine light on my life. One is the role of Hope, of Lily in the film that I wrote, Hope, because it stuck with me because it's like you need to stick up for yourself and that it's always okay and God always has a plan, which I already knew, but it's just a great reminder, you know. And then number two was I was in a film called Best Supporting Actors that should be coming out shortly. Again, don't know the dates. Um, and it really reminded me that love yourself, it's okay. So, yeah, and self love. So, those two really made a lasting impact.
Wow. I was going to ask you when that was going to come out, but you already answered the question.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know when they're coming out. But Miracle at Manchester, which I had a small part in, is already out. But I have films like Twitter Files, I Want to Jump. I have a ton of films that should be coming out soon. In fact, I think Twitter Files and I Want to Jump. Don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure, but they should be coming out to Prime, I think, end of August.
okay. Because I noticed, like I said, you have so many roles that you've done. And I was going to ask you when those were coming out, and you answered some of those questions. I appreciate that. Now, what is your favorite memory on set so far?
Mm. My favorite memory on set. I don't have one. Every time I'm on set, it is so great. I have developed such a great bond, and I have become family with some of those castmates. And every time I see them, it's a great moment. I mean, just seeing their faces bring me such happiness and joy. I can't choose just one moment.
Right. I totally agree. Everything is amazing. Um, do you have any funny or interesting stories on set or behind the scenes?
Well, I remember on the set of Hope, our actress Tatum Matthews celebrated her 14th birthday on set the first day of shooting. So, um, our craft services department went out and got her a cake. And then we all surprised her, saying that she needed to shoot a scene in this room. And then we all jumped out under the table, surprise. And then we all had cake. And also on the set of Hope, my other castmate, Lex Elizabeth, who I shared an Airbnb with, um, the last day we stayed up and we made little rainbow loom bracelets, like friendship bracelets for the whole cast of Hope. And then just, I have so many other memories because, I mean, like I said, I've developed such a great bond and a deep bond, like family.
Hmm.
There are so many great moments. I mean, it'll be like you're filming really late, and then you have one of your best friends on set starting to just play Taylor Swift to get you guys to get your energy up and keep you from falling asleep.
Wow. And was the birthday cake good?
The birthday cake was delicious.
What kind was it?
It was chocolate with like this buttercream frosting, and it said "Happy 14th birthday, Tatum." But the cake was really good.
And was it homemade or was it at the
A bakery in Orlando, Florida.
oh wow. So was the film
It was really good.
so was the film filmed in Florida?
Yes, Hope was filmed in Orlando, Florida.
Okay. And so I was going to ask that question at the very beginning, but I just you now mentioned it. So you made this film and you directed the film. Did you, when you were directing and making this film, did you make it that you wanted it to be filmed in Florida?
I was fine with it being filmed anywhere because the location wasn't really really revealed in the script. And wherever we had the most resources and where we could have the most creative room, which
Hmm.
Orlando, Florida, I was perfectly happy with it being in Orlando, Florida, because we had a lot of the cast and crew from Orlando, Florida, and I wouldn't change that cast and crew at all. And plus I got to go to Disney World 2 times in 2 weeks.
Amazing. And so how many times did you have to go from your home from your home to Orlando, or did you stay there for 2 weeks?
I I stayed there for 2 weeks. Um, I was there the whole time shooting because most of the days I was shooting, or if there was some scenes that I wasn't in, I think I had like one day off. I wanted to be there for the whole thing so that I could be there directing and making sure everything played out.
Wow. And how long is the film going to be?
Film is should be running close to an hour and 30. Yeah,
Okay. That's a
that's
long that's a long time for a film.
yep. It's a feature, so I think probably an hour and 30. Yeah, that should
Okay.
be on time.
And to remind the audience, everybody, you don't know when it's coming out, right?
Correct.
Okay. Gotta keep me updated on that.
I did.
Um, Now, do you have any hidden talents that nobody knows about?
Mm, well, I'm really good at writing,
Hmm.
especially songwriting. I'm not good at the melody so much, but definitely I'm a great lyricist, I'd say. And I'm great with kids. I'm great with little kids. I'm like the family babysitter. I'm in charge of all the little babies. I'm really good with kids and dogs.
Kids and dogs. So how many family members do you watch that you can handle?
Well, I don't really like watch them and stuff. It's just whenever the family's together and they all want to hang out and need a break from the kids, I'll take them in the other room and start playing and supervising. So I think I watch like three at a time,
Hmm.
but nothing more than that. And then as for dogs, I have 6 Chihuahuas. So I'm pretty good with dogs considering I have so many. And they're all
That's a lot. Six to one.
yeah, and of course we have the yappiest breed that's I mean, goodness forbid you ring the doorbell. Everybody
Wow.
that comes to our house knows don't ring the doorbell.
That is a lot of dogs. So, what would you say to other inspiring actors or actresses or film directors who are around your age and who want to do what you are doing? What do you say to inspire them to keep them going?
Keep putting yourself out there, keep auditioning, writers keep writing, directors keep putting yourself out there, and also classes for your craft are great because it will help you master your craft, and it's always great to learn more. And there's always a plan. So, in my experience, I've found that if you don't get something that you think is going to be really great and that you really want, something better will come around.
Mhm. 100% agree with you. And did you go to acting school? And if so, do you also recommend it?
So, I didn't go to a school that was specifically for the arts or anything, but I do take Zoom classes. Like I have once a week singing class. I'm starting dance soon. And, I have a once a week class with Leah Zappel, who's really great for singing. I have dance classes that I'm starting. And then I do a monthly class with Alicia Fusting, who is really, really great. I would recommend that. It's a 2 hour class once a month. That's really great. And then I also go to little classes when I find them that are around Arizona or that are on Zoom. But I didn't go to a school that was specifically for the arts or acting.
All right. By the way, I love Arizona. It's very beautiful there.
Thank you. Yes, it's beautiful most of the year. When I got in my dad's car today, it was 130 in the degrees out in the car. So it can get really hot, but most of the time it's beautiful.
130 is not bad. Eh. I actually like hot weather better than cold winter. So, yeah, cold weather and I don't get along well at all. So now, do you have other upcoming projects about directing another film or producing another film?
So I have a script called The New Believer that I'm currently working on making a feature. It's probably halfway there. And it's in the talks about being directed and produced, but once we do that, I'll definitely be directing it and I will also be starring in it.
And you said you're going to be the main character, correct?
One of them, yeah.
Yes. And where is that going to be filmed, or you don't know yet?
We don't know yet. It is still in discussion and
Okay.
we're not done with the script yet either.
Okay. And you said hopefully it'll be out this year or next year?
We don't know because we don't know when we're gonna be filming it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just had to see if I can get some information out of you. So, now this is another question. Do you see yourself only doing film directing and no more acting, or do you see yourself doing both?
Oh, I definitely see myself doing both. I always tell everyone that I want to master all areas. I want to be able to act, I want to be able to write and direct. I also want to be able to know everything about camera operating and the crew, and maybe even one day own my own production company. I want to be able to learn all aspects.
Wow, that's so inspirational.
Thank you.
It's amazing. You can do it. I can't wait for you to actually for me and for you to have your own production team. That's amazing. That's really inspiring, to be honest.
Creative.
So I mean, I tell everybody don't give up on their dreams. It's really amazing, really inspiring.
Thank
So that's really powerful, inspiring testimony because that's a big goal to make your own production team, but also act and also do all the film work and everything. That's amazing. So did you always, when you're little, I mean now you're 12, but when you were little, did you always have a dream about having your own production team, or did it just happen randomly out of the blue?
It just happened. So, like I said, even when I was little, I didn't know it at the time, but I always kind of knew I wanted to be a performer. It just never really clicked to me until now. Looking back, I can say, oh yeah, I definitely wanted to do it because when I was 3, I had my karaoke machine and I would be acting out every single part in Frozen and singing Chris Tomlin and other artists. But as a kid, I was super duper like very indecisive on what I wanted to be. I go back and forth between a teacher, a veterinarian. At one point, I wanted to be an Olympic gold medalist. Like I could never decide, and so I tried basically like everything because I never found something that really clicked for me. Like some kids had soccer or dance, so I tried basketball, soccer, gymnastics, dance. Nothing really clicked. And then I was like, well, hey, here's an audition for a community theater. Like, I'll try that. And it just clicked. And I never looked back.
That's amazing. So awesome. So did your parents see you being want to be an actor when you were little, when you're growing up? Or did you just ask them, I want to audition for this?
I just asked them. They've been super supportive. I have the best parents. They've been super supportive because they've never pushed anything onto me, but they've also let me have so much creative space. But they didn't know what I was gonna be either because I was always so indecisive and I could never find anything that fit. But they said that they did say that when I was acting, like the first time I acted, they could see like a spark ignite in me, and they could see something like switch in me, like she found what she loves. But they've never pushed anything onto me. But they're just the best.
Wow, amazing. Now, did you say, and you can correct me, but did you say you have siblings?
No, only child,
Only child. Okay. Sorry,
unless
but I
unless you count my 6 dogs.
right. Well, the reason I asked you because when you say you have everybody come over and you had to watch the kids, I now I know it was just a family member's family kids. So just had to ask. Now just to curiosity a little bit about you, and do you don't have to answer this or not, but do you wish you had siblings?
Um, I think everything works out for a reason. And when I was younger, I always wanted a sibling because I was like, I need someone to play dolls with me. But now I realize that I have awesome friends and they have little siblings, and I have like so many cousins. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I could do everything that I am doing if I did have siblings.
Mhm.
So, but I do. I adore kids. But I have my friends and I have my cousins and I have my friends' little sisters who are now my friends.
That's
So
amazing.
I'm
Just
pretty I'm pretty content with being an only child.
right. That's I can tell. I mean, again, you're very immature. I mean, not immature, mature. I'm sorry, mature. And it's just I came in one before you said your age. You didn't. I didn't even know you were 12 years old. Um, so I was like, wow, you speak like an adult. So
Yeah, I've
but I
been.
know I really appreciate you coming on my show. It's been an honor. You're always welcome to come back on my show. I support again, I support all actors and directors and for everybody in this entertainment industry. And I love what we're doing. We're supporting each other in this community, and
That's what it's all about. We have to
right.
live.
It's support. We're a family,
We
right?
are.
I mean, I say this is like we have our real family, but we
Mhm.
also have the entertainment industry family. We're all supporting each other in this entertainment industry. So
Definitely. Just because
someone
to someone doesn't mean that they're not family, because I have an entertainment family that I am super close with. Like I text them every day.
and that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. And I got recommended about you from another actress. I don't remember who it was, and they said you should reach out to Miss Ellie. So I was like, okay. And then so I reached out to you, and I found you, and here we are. You're on my show. So it's been and
Whoever that was, I appreciate it. I know you did have Kylie Opsel on your
mhm.
show, and Kylie Opsel, she's a great girl. She was in Hope. She had a role in Hope, and I absolutely adore her.
Yes, Kylie also, yes, she's been on my show and she's an amazing actress. And she talked
Yeah.
about her upcoming roles and all the
Mhm.
other stuff she was in. Of course, she was in the recent film with with action film. So so proud of her of her
Yeah.
on that role as well. So yes, Kylie. I've interviewed Kylie, and like I said, she's talked about all the films and product and produce that she's done, and all her acting roles she was in. And I believe she's the one who mentioned you. I believe I could be wrong, but yes, she's the one who.
Oh, well, she's great.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
you worked? Did you say you worked with her?
Yeah, she was in Hope.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so she's the one who, I believe there's some pictures of it actually, but she's the one who went to Florida to be
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
and what was her role in the film?
She was one of like my friends who was supporting me. Well, kind of other people were dragging me down. She was on the support side. So she's a really great actress and a great human being.
Yes, she's an amazing actress, and I agree with you, a wonderful human being. So, and I can't wait to see Hope when it comes out. And I
Thank you.
read the
I'll
I,
definitely keep everyone updated.
yes, I read the storyline about it. It's amazing. It's powerful, and of course, it's filmed in Florida. So, congratulations on your first film that you produced and directed.
Thank you so much. I'm hoping for more.
Yes, I can't wait for more films you're going to produce and direct. And I
Thank
definitely got to have you back on the show when you do that. So,
I'll definitely come back.
yes, I please do come back. And again, I do appreciate you coming on my show, Miss Ellie. Thank you for coming on, and we'll definitely stay in touch.
Definitely have to stay in touch. Thank you for having me. I had a wonderful time.
Well, thank you, and you're very welcome. Talk to you soon.
Definitely.
All right, bye bye.